Well, hello there. This is my first time recording my face talking. Very, very, very interesting. I did not realize my face was so animated when I speak. This will be interesting. So, I have to talk about a man named Shavkat Rakhmonov. Right? We know that he's injured. We know that he has been injured, 5 times since the start of 2024? He was injured at the start of 2024. Got himself injured, in towards the end of 2024. Yes, leading into his fight with Gary, and then injured, and that was the knee injury. Injured his knee again, 2025. Injured it again, and I think he injured his shoulder or something else. So I believe he's had 5 injuries in the past 2 years, and I guess I don't know if he's been overtraining or what, but his knee is, what's the scientific term? Fucked. Yeah, it's fucked. He's in a cast. He's on freaking crutches. He can't walk properly. Yeah, he's in pretty bad condition, and the UFC cut him from the welterweight rankings. This guy who was close to it, this guy was in line for a title shot, especially with what Gary's done since then. In 2025, Gary had a really good year. Shavkat was in line for a title shot. And at this point, at one point, he got the title shot, but he got injured. He pulled out of the Bilal fight. And before being removed from the rankings, well, he was one fight away from a title shot. Right, whether it was JDM, Morales, even Prates, or another win over Gary, or anyone, right? Just any top 5 win, and he would have gotten a title shot. But they pulled him from the rankings because he's not going to be fighting this year. He's not going to be fighting this year, and I don't know if we're ever going to see him fight again. He's never going to be a world champion. I didn't think he was ever going to be a world champion in the first place. But with this injury, with his knee, and with his crutches, with his constantly getting injured, I mean, it seems pretty bad. That wasn't just like a knee brace. He had a full cast on his whole leg, and he's had all these surgeries over the past couple of years, and he's getting pulled from the rankings, so he's not going to fight this year either. I don't know if we're ever going to see him in the octagon again. And if we do, he's not going to be any better. I doubt he's going to ever be the same again. I think if he ever comes back, he's going to come back worse. And I don't think he's going to be able to contend with the top 5. I don't think he's going to be able to beat anyone in the top 5 by the time he comes back, if he does come back. Because if he comes back, it'll be after a 2-year layoff in 2027. All right, I'm sorry, but Shavkat Rakhmonov, I don't think he can pull a Dominic Cruz and come back in, similar condition as the last time we saw him after a couple of years of, bad injuries. I wish all the best for Shavkat, but I think that we have to accept that he's cooked. He's cooked. We are never going to see him in the top 5 again. You have to understand. Multiple surgeries, multiple injuries over the past 2 years. He got cut from the rankings because he's not going to fight this year. That is the only reason why he'd be cut from the rankings. Inactivity, and he's not planning on fighting anytime soon. He's not going to fight this year. At least a 2-year layoff with these bad injuries. I haven't seen this guy not injured since his training camp with Ian Gary. This guy's always injured. The shit with his knee is bad. Really bad. He's had multiple surgeries for it. I think his career is done. I don't think that we're ever going to see Shavkat Rakhmonov compete at an elite level in the UFC ever again. And I'm confident in that. And it sucks. Welterweight is losing one of its top 6 best fighters, top 5 best fighters. Yeah, I don't see him fighting ever again. I think we have to, accept the fact that Shavkat's probably done. We're probably never gonna see him in the octagon again. And now, we'll never know with Shavkat. We'll never know, how good he really was. Because, there's guys that think, he would have won a title no matter who it was against. There's guys like me that don't think he would have won a title. I don't think he ever would have beat Bilal. I don't think he would have beat JDM. I still don't think he beat JDM. He definitely wouldn't beat Makhachev. I don't know if he beats Morales. He probably beats Prates. He doesn't beat Gary in a rematch. That's for damn sure. With how close their fight was and with how much Gary's improved in the past year. Yeah. I think Shavkat is just done. We're never going to see him again. Oh, by the way, Robert Whittaker is moving up to light heavyweight. He weighs 235 pounds right now. Yeah, he wants a fight in June, I think he said. And he wants it to be at light heavyweight. So, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. This guy's a former welterweight. I don't want to see him at light heavyweight. Nah. And it's not like he's going to be a built light heavyweight. He's going to be a fat light heavyweight. He's going to be tubby Robert Whittaker. Anyways, that's it.